warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning everyone. This is Jasmin. I explain about it. Today we talk define ASD curve sickness and current disorders, identification of ASD, new numbers, prevalence, and the SM5 treatment of ASD, applied behavior analysis (ABI), relationship based methods, and anything else. Okay, so defining autism spectrum disorder by Leonard Kernel and Asperger expression for schizophrenia, biology, genetic underpinnings, and how many people to define autism spectrum disorder. Okay, the nature of autism spectrum disorder. The point that tune for more on the S5 ladder. Core symptom the minds plus aside medical features. Gastrointestinal dysfunction and then ADHD, sleep disturbation, mother problem expression, autism spectrum disorder. How many point um, to material in this autism spectrum disorder? Autism spectrum disorder (ASD). Core autism spectrum disorder symptoms impact social communication and interaction, and then social reciprocity, nonverbal communication, and then relationship. Okay, first let's look at identification. We were pretty good at picking up this guy early onset, but now we are picking up this one regression. What are the implications? Hot off the press. Nice. Prevalence what's on what's around. Kok ngeliat ya? Okay. At this point, autism spectrum disorder. How many people to autism spectrum disorder? Point A. Persistent defects in social communication and social interaction. A crowd multifaceted context as manifested by the following currently or by history. Example are illustrative, not explicative. See text. And then number one, the fight in social. Emotional reciprocity, ranging, for example, from abnormal social approach and failure of normal back and forth conversation to reduced sharing of interests, emotion, or affect, to failure to initiate of response to social interaction. Number two, the fix in nonverbal communicative behavior used for social interaction range, for example, from poor interact, verbal and nonverbal communication, to abnormals in eye contact and body language, or defects in understanding and use of gesture, to a total lack of facial expression and nonverbal communication. And number three, the fix in developing, maintaining, and understanding relationship, ranging, for example, from this difficult and rejecting behavior to suit various social contexts, to difficult in sharing imaginative play or in making friends, to absence of interest in pairs. And then part B, restrict repetitive patterns of behavior. Interests or activities are manifested by at least two of the following currently or by history. For example, are illustrative and of executive syntax. The point of number one, stereotype or repetitive motor movement or use of objects or speech. A G simple. A mother setups lining up toys or flipping objects. A kolela in the stagnative progress. And point number two, its stance on cements, inflexible, adherence to routines or language patterns of variable of non-verbal behavior. And then assessing rigid thinking patterns, greeting rituals need to take some root or it as favorite day. And then point number three, highly restricted, physical interest is abnormal in intensity or focus and excitement to our preoccupation with unusual objects, actively circumscribed or perceptive interests. Number four, hyper or hypo. Receptivity to sensory input or usually interest in sensory aspect of environment. Apparent indifference to pain, temperature, other first respond to specific sound of the actor exhibit smelling or touching of object. Fascination with light or spinning object. Point C. Symptoms must be present in early development period but may not become fully manifest until social demands exert limited capacity or may be masked by learned strategy in later life. And point D. Symptoms cause clinically significant improvement in social, occupational, or other important areas of current functioning. And then part E. These disturbances are not better explained by intellectual disability, intellectual development disorder, or global development delay, intellectual disability, and autism spectrum disorder. Frequently, the account converted diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder and intellectual disability. And then social communication should be below the expert for general development level. Important note: individuals with a well-established DSM-IV diagnosis of autism disorder, Asperger's disorder, or pervasive developmental disorder not otherwise specified should be given the diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder. Individuals who have marked defects in social communication but whose symptoms do not otherwise meet criteria for autism spectrum disorder should be evaluated for social pragmatic communication disorder. And the importance of effective early diagnosis and treatment, a public health perspective. Early diagnosis and more intervention opportunity, and then more opportunity of optimal intervention benefit. How many benefit optimal intervention benefit? First, core future social communication or atypical behaviors. Next, cognitive and adaptive function, and then fully integrated classroom placement, and then potentially promotion optimal adaptive independence, and last, potentially reducing considerable lifetime cost and service system demands associated with ASD and related care. Effective treatment. From concept to effective treatment, not noticing and developing self-concern. Next discussion concern with others and accurate diagnosis. Complex and stressful process for families. Everything is fine and something is wrong for partners, friends, or providers. Noticing and development concern and discussion corner with others and accurate diagnosis. Session in context. Um, Social media. Dan, DAN, AAP, TV, Google, Autism Speaker, Blogspot, CDC,